for it to be sweet. And I wrote this song because people would always ask me stuff like, John Craigie, what's your worst show ever? And I'm like, oh, thanks for the support. And I had never had like a worst show. It's a nice job and I feel very lucky, but I had a lot of weird shows, specifically in the beginning. And this song is about one of my early days shows. In the early days, there was a lot more room for chaos. I would just drive around the country and I would call coffee shops, and nobody specifically wanted me to play anywhere because no one knew me, so I would just call these coffee shops and I would say, can I play? And then they would say, do you suck? And then I would say, I don't know, I don't think so. And then they'd say, okay, and sometimes they'd say, okay. And then I would say, can I sleep on your couch? Because I had nowhere to sleep. And I learned I had to be very specific about which couch that I wanted to sleep on. Because sometimes, ideally, you want the couch that's in the house. And sometimes they'll give you the couch that's in the coffee shop, which seems cool and romantic in a way, but it's not a good idea, and I'll explain. Because one time I was in Dallas, and I said, can I sleep on the couch? And they said, it's right there. And I said, okay. And the people who closed up the coffee shop, they knew who I was, and they knew that I wasn't a burglar, but the woman who opened the coffee shop at 5 a.m. didn't get the memo. I woke up to her screaming, and she was like, I'm gonna call the cops. I was like, I'm a musician. She's like, I'm calling faster. I remember this one time I was playing at a coffee shop in Boise, Idaho, and I asked, oh, cool, nice, all right. People, a lot of Boise fans here tonight. I'll be honest, that does not get a lot of cheers. It's never like, mention Boise, pause for the roar. I love Boise, sorry. I hope that's not a Boise burn for the only people who love Boise, I'm sorry. Great, lovely town, great town. I was playing about Boise, Idaho, and I asked the lady if I could play. She said yes. I said, can I sleep on your couch? And she said, yeah, I won't be there, but my boyfriend, he can come pick you up, and he'll let you sleep on the couch. I said, great, and that's how it went down. I finished my gig, and like a little boy at soccer practice, I was like, can you come pick me up? And he did. He took me back to the house, and this was one of the coolest guys I'd ever met, and I just started touring, and I love this. This guy was so cool. He talked so cool. We were just on his couch, and we were just smoking weed on his couch. He was so cool. He was like, Craigie, you want to soak in a hot tub? I was like, yeah. He was like, me too. And there was a long pause. And I was like, do you have a hot tub? He was like, I don't. That's cool, we're just manifesting our dreams. It's fine. And then he was like, I know someone who does. I said, should we soak in that one? He was like, yeah. So we walked down the street. It was not that far away. We walked a couple blocks. We got to his friend's house. All the lights were out. We went around the back. He jumped over the fence, as friends do. Opened the gate for me. We got in the hot tub. We were naked in the hot tub. That's how you do it. Now I will say this though, we were two different kinds of naked. Like his clothes were thrown cartoonishly in the bushes and trees. Mine were folded nice and neat next to me. Like I'll get naked, but I'll get dressed real fast when I have to. That's how I was raised. That's what happens when you get raised by Catholics and hippies. Let's get naked, woo, let's get dressed, okay. We were in there for a while, it was so nice. And then eventually the lights went on in the house. I was like, oh, his friend's home. That's not how he took it. He was like, oh shit! Jumped up butt naked and ran straight out the gate. I was like, whoa. I was like, I guess I gotta go. So I'm putting my clothes over my wet body. This guy starts yelling at me. He's like, get your naked ass out of here. I was like, hey, I'm covering. I got dressed fast. I walked back. He was there, butt naked on the couch, smoking weed. I was like, what was that? He was like, that guy's a dick. This is about a totally different night. There's some shows are good, some shows are bad, mostly they're just strange. Tell me about your weirdest one, I will throw mine back just the same. One time, two deaf girls were the only ones who came to my show. Try to beat that, my friend. Try to beat that, she won't. Oh, Random house show in Montreal, and the host didn't make it. She didn't even call. I sat awkward in the living room, about to give up when in walked these two, and they sat down, expected me to play, so I picked up my guitar, walked their way. I got through about 2 or 3 songs. They didn't even clap, they just smiled in response, and one fell asleep, so I decided to take a break. I put down my guitar, walked their way. I stuck out my hand and I tried to say hi. The awake one grabbed some paper right now. Mallory, sound is all I have, but I'll come back for you. I'll come back when I've learned more. But Mallory, right now, sound is all I have. Apologized for her friend for falling asleep. Told me she was deaf, that's why she was writing. Asked me if I knew any sign language, and I wrote back that I did not accept the sign for pizza and the sign for smoking pot. She held the pen, wrote with a grin. What else do you need in the end? Mallory, sound is all I have, but I come back for you. I come back when I've learned more. But Mallory, right now, sound is all I have. And I wrote down, what are you doing here? And she crossed it out. Wrote, what are you doing here? I wrote down that it was my job too. And she looked around at the empty room. I wrote back that I was just starting out, and it's hit and miss when you're just starting out. She wrote down, I guess that's true. But me and my friend, we came just for you. And I was speechless, I was wordless. I held the paper, but I had no response. She felt the pause, let it breathe. Then wrote, if only we had some pizza and some weed. Mallory, sound is all I have, but I'll come back for you. I come back when I learn more. Mallory, right now, sound is all I have. Well, the show was over when a friend woke up, and the piece of paper was nearly all filled up. There was just enough room for me to write. I hope I could sing to you again sometime. And I stole this melody from David Bowie. I guess it doesn't matter, you'd never know it. You said it was your favorite, I thought that was strange, but now it makes perfect sense to me. And if I see you again, I will play you this song. You could feel the vibrations with your hands on the wood. You could read my lips, maybe just enough to make out the most important parts. Mallory, sound is all I have, but I come back for you. I come back when I learn more. Mallory, right now, sound is all I have. You're a melody, she want your melody. Oh, man, she want your melody. You're a melody, she want your melody.
is all I